Guys, I think we're watching the death of traditional marriage. And most people don't even realize it or can even pick up the signs. Everybody is talking about Travis, Kelce, and Taylor Swift's wedding. The dress, the guest list, the celebrities, the venue. But I think they're missing something completely that this wedding is really representing. Because I don't believe this is just a celebrity wedding. I believe this is the blueprint for what marriage is becoming or will be soon in America. And honestly, I don't think it's a good thing. Now, y'all know who I got here with me tonight. We gonna jump right into this thing. I don't want to make y'all wait longer. So let's hop into this thing right now.
Smoke it, drink it down. With your voice, it got you around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.
Guys, welcome back. What up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you. And you know what it is. It's Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. Guys, we're about to jump into this thing right now. Y'all know who I got with me. My resident cigar expert, resident relationship experts, man. My panel. Sorry, guys, I got a bunch of lives going on. Charge it to my head, not my heart. We got new school in the building. Before we get into this Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing, we got new school in the building. Let them know what you are, not what you're sipping on. Tell them where they can find you on the socials, brother. We about to get into this thing.
Yeah, I don't have any drinks with me, so I'm kind of empty-handed. But come find me at Mabricio. Like I said, always. Some people disagree with my takes. I see your messages. Continue sending them. I'm here. I'm here for the love of the game. So come find me at Mabricio on all platforms, and let's keep it going.
Appreciate it. Y'all know who I got next, man. My A1 from day one, guys. I got to let her introduce herself, tell y'all where y'all can find her on the socials.
Mabricio on all platforms. You can find me on Instagram at RMBLMBT and on TikTok at Rhonda_.
Appreciate it, y'all. We got to jump into this thing right now, guys, because by the end of this show, I want y'all to be able to answer one question. Did Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce just raise the standard for marriage or make it harder for everyday people to even consider getting married? Y'all better stay with us till the end, because point number 5 is changing marriage faster than anything else we've seen in decades. So, guys, if this is your first time here, man, hit that subscribe button. We don't do celebrity gossip, man. We just use celebrity stories to have real conversations about life, leadership, and relationships, guys. And tonight we're using the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding to ask a much bigger question. Has marriage been changed forever as a result of this wedding? Now, guys, jump in the comments, because Rhonda, Mabricio, and I are going to be reading some of these responses so we'll know what to bring to y'all next week. Mabricio just said he's seeing y'all comments, so trust me, guys, we pay attention to what we get so we can keep dropping these gems on y'all week by week. Hey, guys, everybody, let's get into point 1. Everybody is celebrating the wedding. And I understand why. They're famous, they're successful, they're good looking, they're rich. But here's my concern. Regular people don't get celebrated the same way. Social media has turned marriage into a production, a highlight reel, an event, and nobody's focusing on the actual commitment. Now, people compare their relationships to celebrities they don't even know. And this is going to be a problem because the comparison now has been elevated to the highest level we've seen in our lifetime. Now, Ron, I'm coming to you first. Do you think social media has made people feel like their wedding has to impress strangers more than their own family?
I want to shout out Serena Williams for today. Thanks for coming back. Um, of course, of course, of course, it's made it harder. Like we already we're so far away from reality because of social media, and because we could reach out to people all across the world. So you see a lot of different things, and that's why you'll see certain people thinking that they should have weddings, like the billionaires, the celebrities, and all that you have. But at the same time, if your pockets say otherwise, then you won't be getting married anytime soon, or you'll be smart about it if you got to choose to be married, to just
Mhm.
elope and then have a nice reception or something. You know.
Now, and that's an interesting point, which is why I'm going to pose a different question to Mabricio for this segment. Are people chasing a marriage, or are they chasing the image of being married that they can post on social media?
Mm.
Yeah, they're chasing the image. You already knew where I was going with that one. We had a similar episode. I want to say about a month ago when we were talking about the guest list and stuff. And I'm at the point where I don't even believe that you invite your close friends to marriages anymore. You just invite the people whose stories you want to be on because you want to grow the brand. Marriage is not about love; it's about creating content.
Mm.
And I believe that's a point that Ron Deasy has made before, previously on the podcast. And that's exactly what I saw from this marriage, or this about to be marriage. I don't know if they're married yet, but
Yeah, they're
I
getting
think I think
supposedly
they
they're
are.
getting married this weekend. Say what, Ron?
I think they are. And the reason why theirs is going to work out is all because of numerology. But that's a whole nother story.
Now, y'all know we went into that numerology at the end of 2025, and
They
we're gonna
say
probably get into it.
2026. They say from
We
the
gonna,
previous.
we gonna get into it. But the reason why we're asking about this, guys, is because Taylor Swift is seizing this moment. Travis Kelce is going along with the moment. Okay, and the reason why I asked y'all those questions was because when people see a wedding, they always take ideas for what they're going to put in their wedding. I think we can all agree to that. Whether you're married or you're single, when people go to a wedding, they say, "Okay, that was cool. I'm going to do that. Oh, I didn't like that. I'm going to do something else differently." This wedding is going to set a standard that I believe is going to be all over social media, clipped up, reels, stories. Mabricio just said it, right? This is going to be the biggest content creation production we've seen in our lifetime. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, I do believe she's going to do something for the Swifties. She's going to do something for her fans. Because she is a businesswoman at the end of the day. But she also always shows love to her fans. And so she will set a standard. Whatever wedding dress she has is going to be so many similar to that. Like she's going to set a trend for how weddings go, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale. But people are going to be watching. They're ready for it.
Guys, this is and I've never seen anything like this. And I think that one of the things, I'm glad Mabricio said it, this is content creation, right? If your marriage, your wedding is not content creation, anything that happens after this wedding this weekend, if in fact they get married this weekend, if you are not getting married for content creation, do not get married.
Mm.
Do not get
What
married.
about love? What about
No,
love?
no, no. Let me tell y'all this.
Joking.
This relationship has kept this media captivated for how many years now? What do I mean by this? Look at how it has evolved Travis Kelce. Look at how it's evolved her, right? We talking about if the rumors are true, they're getting married in New York City at Madison Square Garden, where the Knicks just won the national championship, right? New York City, 4th of July, Madison Square Garden, shutting down the city. Who's going to be able to compete with that? See, that's the difference, guys. All of us get told we can be president of the United States, but most of us know we can't be president of the United States. So now this right here is to basically transform the fact that some of y'all don't need to be getting married.
Mm.
That's all I'm telling you. What is going to happen with this wedding, what's going to happen right now, it's going, and I'm getting to it, guys. Social media, Mabricio said it, this is going to be the first content creation wedding we've ever seen that's going to damage traditional weddings and marriage as we know it. It's a difference when you got a videographer and a photographer to come capture pictures and they take time to edit them and all that. No, you're going to have a streamer there. You're going to have a production company. It's going to be like one of her shows. And I don't know what this girl is going to do, but this will be the wedding that changes how and why people get married forever. Let's get in. If you can hold on, guys, if you've ever felt the pressure because of what you see online, guys, I want y'all to go ahead and hit that like button. I think a lot more people feel this than they're willing to admit. So if you've ever felt that online pressure, because all of us see it, anything we try to do now, the first thing people do is go compare it on social media. Now, let's stop pretending as we get into number 2. Marriage today is expensive. The wedding, the house, the travel, the lifestyle, the legal protection, the financial planning, and yes, sometimes even preparing for what happens if the marriage doesn't work. Maybe we've been telling young people to get married too early instead of encouraging them to build stability first. Mabricio, I'm coming to you. Would you tell your younger self to wait longer before getting married if that was on the table?
I'm pretty young right now.
Yes.
I'm 24 now. For all those who don't usually watch episodes and you happen to see this clip because it went viral, I'm 24. But my younger self was believed in the fairy tale, I would say. So I believe that the younger self would have wanted to get married and, skirt off into La La Land. But I honestly would not say I want to get married unless I wanted to have everything out in the public and I wanted to post content about it. If that was my content engine, just like a lot of these relationship pages are doing all over TikTok, people are going viral for the couple. There's no one without the other. It's the couple. And like we were talking about, Taylor Swift will change that. We'll shift that. So if I was young again in 2026, I would wait. I probably wouldn't even get married, and that would be my honest answer.
Okay. Now, Rhonda, I'm coming to you. With more financial stability, actually create healthier marriages.
Ooh, financial stability is huge. And I think a lot of people could stay longer if the finances wasn't an issue. As far as making it stronger, no, because if you yourself aren't strong with yourself, the marriage is just y'all are just married. You can't. If your wedding don't have, like, when you see how some of these videographers do all these videos with,
Yes.
the first look and, and all the food, and it's a whole production.
Yes.
I think she's going to turn it into a movie. I just had to say that part. But it's a whole production. So if that's the production, hopefully you have money. Your finances are together. Or you think this is an investment that will bring you money because people will replay it. But I don't think financial stability makes it stronger. I think it makes people tolerate you longer than they should.
Now, and I'm glad Rhonda said that, because I'm going to push back a little bit. And remember, guys, this wedding is going to change your standard. So because the standard is going to change, the first thing you're going to need is money. Which means if y'all ain't got money, you ain't even going to qualify to do. This wedding is about to change the trajectory of marriage and weddings as we know it. That's all I'm saying to you, Rhonda. Like, what you're saying is true. But after this wedding happens this weekend, guys, this thing is going to change the trajectory. And the first thing you're going to have is money, because everything she does is now going to be priced so high. And even the derivatives of it are going to be high.
Oh, I think people go into debt for that. I think they'll go.
But that's my point. But even if you can't get the authentic one that she had, the derivative is gonna. The knockoff is gonna be high, and that's why I think I'm glad the way Rhonda answered the question. But at the end of the day, guys, at some point, those finances gonna be the main thing. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, without money, we not even hearing about them getting married. See what I'm saying? And because she has so much money, I think she's reached billionaire status. If I'm not wrong.
I have no idea.
Travis Kelce, I want to say net worth of 120 million, but I think her net worth is north of $1 billion. Guys, you better have some cash. this thing, and y'all see where I'm going with it by the time we get to point 12. But I think the financial is going to be not point 12, point 5. It's going to be I got emails going back and forth. I'm going crazy over here. By the time we get to point 5, y'all gonna see what I mean by that. Now, this is going to be the controversial one, guys, as I get to segment number 3. This is going to be the controversial one. We're trying to get through these fast. Marriage today is going to have to function like a merger. 2 people combining incomes, 2 people combining networks, 2 people combining influence, 2 people combining goals, 2 people combining resources. Ain't no more romanticism in it, but it's practical. The question is, can romance survive when practicality takes center stage? Right? I need y'all, man, I'm telling you, get down in the comment section, because again, is marriage mostly about love, or has it become more about building a life together, like a merger and acquisition in the company you work for? I'm coming to new school. He in that corporate America game. Mabricio, romance is gone. Practicality, merger and acquisition has taken the stage.
Mergers and acquisition have fully taken the stage. And I speak to a lot of people, all ages, and a lot of people say, if I could go back in time, if I could go back in time, I would not get married.
Yeah.
But we had to, because that was what was pushed on us. When we go
Yes.
to the old school and new school, old school, we're taught marriage is the way out. So realistically, practicality has probably been in marriages all along. But we're in the new school now. No one wants practicality. They want their independence. They want their fun.
Mhm.
And if you can't give them their independence or fun without being controlling, without trying to be part of every single nugget of their day, they're cheating on you. What does Rhonda say? All men are cheats. Cheat. If he's breathing, he's cheating. But vice versa too. Because I see all those TikToks. You women aren't slick out there. I see those TikToks about having those 3 men. The one that you love, the one that loves you, and the emotional support one. I saw that. So it's actually a whole different ball game now, and we're gonna see how things play out. But I have a weird feeling about it.
Okay, Rhonda, same question to you. Right? Does romance have to take a backseat to practicality for this merger and acquisition?
What I always say, what's love got to do with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think if people know that they'll have financial stability, like, hey, we don't have what else? Let's go ahead on and do this. Now, so what if I'm not happy all the way? Because new school is like, hey, I could have multiple partners.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. Like, what's the harm in that, right? And if you could have multiple partners, then you could tolerate your actual main person a whole lot more when you got alternatives. Whether
Mm-hmm.
that's the work wife, whether it is your true side piece, or if it's your side piece that live a few states over, if you travel for your job. And so, but practicality is so interesting because not everybody views it the same. Because if you're in a world, because it seems like a lot of times with new school, you have to be so readily available, as Mabricio stated. I'm paraphrasing, but he was basically saying it's that constant contact. And old school, when you get to come home from school by yourself, we don't necessarily need somebody all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But new school seems like they got to have that constant contact.
That dopamine rush they didn't grew up with.
Toxicity.
that dopamine rush, and the reason I said that, guys, when you look at a merger and acquisition, this wedding is going to do 2 things. It's going to set the standard. Okay, it's going to set the standard for what new weddings and marriages are going to have to look like, and it's going to frustrate marriages that were already in place. This is the part that a lot of people don't want to talk about. The people who ain't married, the way this is going to become the new standard is one thing. Do y'all know how many couples going to be watching this wedding this weekend, trying to convince themselves they didn't need all that? All the while, deep down, what are they saying?
I need all that.
I need all that.
Some people, they don't need all that. Like,
Nah,
you know what
look,
I'm saying? So for some people, they don't need all that. And see, like with Taylor, if she is a billionaire, I hope she is. If she is a billionaire, her stuff should be different than regular people. It should be totally different than regular people. And that's why he says Travis Kelce. They asked him what, like, when is the wedding or whatever. He said whenever Taylor says.
mm-hmm.
It's very clear, but that's most men when they get married. I don't know
Yeah.
how many married men were actually involved in the planning of their actual wedding. You know, normally the tux maybe, and they're
Well,
maybe.
most married men are not involved in the planning of the wedding. You're involved in the agreeing. So you get told this is what we gonna do. Okay, right? You don't make any suggestions, right? And I think that part is still gonna be, because I'm getting to that point, but that part is still gonna be the same. Travis Kelce does not seem like any different than any other man I've seen get married. It's cool that he getting married, he happy, blah blah blah. But you don't see him being involved in the intimate details publicly. He might be involved in intimate details behind the scenes. It's one of the reasons why when I'm on live, I don't call it the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. I call it the Taylor Swift Chiefs, right? Because nobody wants to talk about the Chiefs unless Taylor Swift is at the game, right? And so that's why I call it the Taylor Swift Chiefs. So I know Travis Kelce is taking a step back. So he knows there's something bigger and better for him down the road. We see his podcast already taking off. You know, we see the commercials. We see he's already growing as a result of being connected with this girl. He's probably getting VIP treatment everywhere he goes. He's noticed the lifestyle change. And I think that one of the things that people got to understand is with this wedding, romance is going to take the back seat. Travis Kelce used to date sisters. This is the most opposite of a sister I've ever seen. So let me tell y'all this. Let me tell you this. My assumption is there ain't a whole lot of romance in this. This is pure production to change the way people look at wedding and marriages. Travis Kelce go to the same barbershop style I go to. He used to date sisters, and now you with Travis Kelce. I mean, you with Taylor Swift, right? So we know romance is probably taking a back seat, and romance as they knew it probably. This is a business. Everywhere you go, the paparazzi is there. But no different than the average person. Everywhere you go, the phone is out. They just don't have a camera on you yet. See what I'm saying? The phones are out. The cameras are out. They just not on you. So that's what we want to do. Now, guys, look. If you think marriage is mostly about love, right? Or has it become about building a life together like business partners? And for y'all that's in the, when you get into the comment section, guys, if you don't want marriage to be, if you don't like business, if you don't want marriage to be like business, guess what, guys? Don't get married. This wedding is going to show you that. If you're looking at all the previews, this marriage is going to show you this. Now, Rhonda, you know I got to go with this one. We grew up in North Carolina. You grew up in the Bible Belt. One thing I noticed, guys, most of the public conversation around this wedding has focused on the event itself. The celebrity guests, the venue, the entertainment, the business, the fashion. Very little has centered around faith or religion. That made me think, as modern culture shifted the conversation around marriage away from spiritual foundation and more toward public presentation and content creation. And guys, this is a conversation worth having. Can marriage thrive, Rhonda? I'm coming to you first. Can marriage thrive if both people don't share the same deeper faith value? Can marriage survive without faith and religion in it?
Well, I'm probably going. I don't care what people got to say. Whatever. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. They do what you say, Mabricio. So I don't want to talk about faith in the sense that we're thinking about it. They do have faith. It's just in social media. It's in TikTok. It's in Instagram. It's in Snapchat. Whatever. So they do have their faith. They're doing it for that. That is their God. But it's also like livelihood if they're content creators, you know. And so, in the sense of the word, how we know faith or God, or however you want to put it, I just don't think it's a big deal for people now to put that at the forefront, because what has it gotten them? Because all they see is their parents broken down or broke in
Mm-hmm.
from giving all their money in tithes to church and whatever else. People believe in something. It may not be what you believe in, but they believe in something. And for right now, I just feel like social media got people in a chokehold, as far as, because if that's the first place you go to for your news, for your entertainment and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
that quote unquote is your faith.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm
But it
glad
does
Rhonda
make a
said.
difference.
I'm glad Rhonda said that. I'm glad Rhonda said that, because I'm coming to Mabricio with this one. What do you think matters more long term, Mabricio? Shared faith or shared success?
Shared success. We're not in the faith game anymore.
No, at
We're in
all.
whatever looks good, whatever looks good to everyone else. No one's really
Mm-hmm.
thinking about themselves. They're thinking about everybody else. So even having your faith out there, people will hate. Say I don't have a faith, I don't have a religion, and the girl I'm with is Muslim. The family's gonna get involved. People on social media are gonna get involved. How can you be with some guy who's not also Muslim? It's one of those things that will be a constant reminder for you. And people don't want to be stuck in that one identity. This is my faith. Celebrities change faiths all the time too. But shared success, can't take that away.
And that's why, guys, I put this toward the end of this podcast, because here's the deal: faith never had to compete with success, and now faith never had to compete with content creation and social media. Faith was fine until it had competition. How is this going to be the biggest wedding that we've probably seen in our lifetime on American soil? How is this the biggest wedding? And ain't nobody talking about what church they belong to, who gonna be the pastor, right? Is the baby's gonna get christened? And you notice all these questions that you're talking about traditionally, guys. Do y'all realize we don't know who officiating this wedding? We don't know what is it gonna be, an interfaith wedding? What is it gonna be? Y'all know this is the first wedding that we're not hearing of faith or religion attached to it.
But like you said, it's a merger. It's a merger.
Man,
So,
look, I was going to do this video. I was going to say this topic for Jeff Sunday Service. And the reason I didn't do it on Jeff Sunday Service, ain't nothing to talk about on Jeff Sunday Service. This wedding ain't got no signs of religion, no signs of faith. This wedding is all about changing the dynamic of how we see relationships. And guess what, guys? I hate to say this, but a lot of people feel that their tradition and religion is what's causing problems in their relationship anyway. Trying to live up to standards that is very hard to live up to. There is no mention of faith or religion in all the buildup of this. And Rhonda, I got to tell you, I want you to come back in here. Does that not seem crazy at all based on how we came up?
and if you're basing it off how we were raised,
Yeah.
it's unimaginable. But if you live long enough, you're just like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right based on where we are now. We talked about this plenty of times on this podcast. Tradition will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of the word, for how we were raised. You got, in order to affect somebody, they have to believe in what you believe in. And if they don't believe at the same amount that you do, they're not going to be concerned about their faith so much as somebody like you. That's why we are old heads. Like,
Yes.
we old. And then you got new school young buck over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like faith what? Like spirituality what? Because
Mhm.
it's not that big of a deal, because when you start breaking it down, people will probably have more questions than they do answers, which religion should be.
And faith ain't never had to answer those questions.
Yeah.
Faith have never, until social media and content creation,
Yeah.
faith has never had to answer the questions. You just did it and you did not question it. I think faith is getting too many questions right now that the faith leaders cannot answer. And I'm going to say it like this: they cannot answer it logically.
Because they want your house. They want your last.
Yes,
to give it to God when, and in fact, it's for them.
absolutely.
So they should have
Mabri-
questions. They should
and
have.
that's why Mabricio, I'm coming to you. I'm
Yes.
coming to you. Faith or finances? Your generation is choosing what?
Finances all day. Finances all day. But the thing is too, and and you can disagree with me. It's okay. I'm giving the permission to the panel to disagree with me. But us growing up in my generation, we can say we can watch a parent, a grandparent, say whatever. Say you have a grandparent and they're Jehovah Witness, and they do something that you know is not in accordance to what Jehovah's believe.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be 100% certain that they're Jehovah? It's almost like in a relationship, if we have these shared religions or this shared faith, and you misstep out of it, you aren't following in accordance to that. Now, with finances, you could lose money. That's true. But success always follows you around. Faith can always be questioned. But once you have that success, you're on the top of the world. And no one can take that away from you.
And I like that answer because, like I said, this is the reason why I didn't put this on Jeff Sunday Service. Because there's nothing to talk to people who watch that channel about on this wedding. Because none of them are declaring and decreeing anything spiritually right now or faithfully right now from a religious standpoint or from a spirituality standpoint. Now, I'm not saying that's not going to happen at the wedding, but out of everything they talking about, ain't nobody talking about God. Nobody's talking about their faith.
Submit won't be in them vows.
Absolutely.
I bet the submission won't be in there.
Submission ain't going to be in them vows unless it's Travis Kelce saying it, right? And it look, at that kind of money, I don't think no guy going to blame him. If he say he going to obey and submit and she don't, I think nobody going to have a problem. Because we know the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. Why am I saying this to you guys? Because oftentimes there's a lot of people who going to watch this wedding. And this wedding going to make you forget about your faith. This woman is going to mesmerize so many people in Madison Square Garden that she's going to make people forget their tradition and forget their faith. That's why I'm telling y'all, that's how you end up changing the game. When people forget what they stood on, and now you're going to see a whole new couple. Very rarely we call them celebrity couples, but we're about to see a business couple. And not just a business couple that's relevant. Not somebody that's trying to chase relevancy. We watching two people at the peak of their games, at the peak of their performances, getting married at a level like this on the biggest holiday of the summer. I mean, this is some crazy stuff right here. Taking over Independence Day. So no matter what, every year, the birth of a nation is also the birth of a new way of looking at weddings and marriage, which is meaning this, guys, marriage rates are going to continue to decline.
Yes, they should.
Because the more exclusive people get married, the more exclusivity people have when they get married, it drops for the normal people. The normal people are about to be reminded that if you can't do this, man, look, you ain't gonna want to watch them Temu weddings no more. Oh. You ain't gonna watch that. You ain't gonna want to watch, them Temu wedding. What is that? Temu, Tubi, whatever it is, right? That's the difference. And guys, that's why I'm coming to number 5, the one I made y'all wait around for. This is why you don't hear faith, and this is why you don't hear God, and this is why you don't hear spirituality yet. Guys, this might be the biggest shift of them all. There was a time when people assumed the man had to earn more. Today, more couples are comfortable with the person who earns the most being either partner. Taylor Swift is the one. Taylor Swift is one of the biggest entertainers in the world. Travis Kelce has had tremendous success in his own NFL career. The relationship has sparked conversations about whether traditional expectations around providing and being a provider has changed. Maybe the real lesson isn't about who makes more money. Maybe it's about whether both people respect each other's contribution to the relationship. And right now, The reason why marriage gonna drop is because all the guys are watching Travis Kelce look like a freaking hero. Because this is gonna change the game where now men for decades and generations had to ask what are they bringing to the table. Now women are gonna have to be asked,
No.
what are you bringing to the table? There's men who gonna say, if you want to marry me, you have to provide for me. You have to take care of me. And that's why the faith and religion conversation, they are not traditional. And Rhonda, here it is.
What's that?
Do women still expect men to be the primary provider? Or has Taylor Swift began the process and the shift of the woman being a provider in marriage? Because the only person who wanting to get married right now is the woman, not the man. Is this the shift that is really happening with this
No,
change?
this is not the shift. I think women, again, this is going on way before Tay Tay. This is going on way before her. Like, no, I mean, I think there are certain expectations that each person has as the role of who is what. But women want to be taken care of. It's just that there's so many lackadaisical men out here that you kind of gotta step up to make them want to do something. But I don't believe in the statement, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. I think everybody should have something, right? But I know that was an age-old saying. But there should be responsibilities on each side, not obligations, responsibilities on each side, whether you're a man or a woman. But no, I don't think it's going to start a trend. I think it's always been there. And a man could ask, but women, that don't mean y'all have to answer. On to the next, like the new school people say. But no, I think it's going to start a trend of fashion. I think it's going to start a trend of venues. I think it's going to start a trend of that. But I think the dynamics between men and women, the man probably still expected to be the breadwinner, even though he doesn't have to be the breadwinner. And you could call it emasculation or whatever, just whatever.
Okay.
But no, it's not going to change anything.
Well, Mabricio, I got to come to you. Can a man truly be comfortable when the spouse is significantly earning more?
Absolutely. You know what we call it? The sassy man apocalypse. Hey, that's what the woman told me.
The sassy man apocalypse.
The man's that want the doors open for them, that want their flowers, want their video games, their PlayStations, their any kind of gifts that you can give. Woman to pay for the dates, the princess treatment. That's all for us.
That's what the guys would want.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Y'all be trying to give me some. He ain't lying on this one.
There's a lot of videos about this too, Rhonda. If you just go on your For You page.
Listen,
it won't be on her for you.
Stop coming on my algorithm because y'all looking at it. Don't do that.
All right, I'll start sending you some reels to affect your algorithm.
No. I'm good.
It's true. This is what's going on. And we're comfortable because what if now in today's society, now that anyone can push to be anything that they want to be, if a woman wants to be top of the company, she can. A man wants to be top of the company, he can. It doesn't matter. So now in our heads, what if the prize has now shifted? Because in old school love, those marriages, the man was trying to do everything for the woman. But what if now roles have reversed? Because we realize, hold on, I can be taken care of too. I don't have to be the one that gets up to go to work every day.
Yes.
I can be at home, enjoy my PlayStation, like that last podcast that we just did weeks ago. That's exactly how we feel. So we'll see.
Rhonda, look, I agree with you and I agree with Mabricio. That's the beauty of being the moderator, right? But I got to say this.
You need to pick a side.
Well, I'm about to pick it. I'm about to pick the pick the side right now.
I know it's Mabricio.
Rhonda, let me tell you this. A lot of women don't realize how many men have given up. A lot of people don't realize how many men think it ain't even worth trying because it's never going to be good enough. And they're fine with women taking care of this. And Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift may not be showing women how to take care of a man, but Travis Kelce is showing men how to be taken care of. And I ain't never heard so many guys wanting to see a wedding. Why? They are trying to live through this man because for the first time, guys, and this is why right now, the man is going to be in the power position after this wedding. And you're going to see more women asking men to marry them and being the provider. Here's the difference, though, guys. I want everybody watching this to know what I'm saying. It don't mean you get to sit at home and do nothing. That's what I'm saying. I see Mabricio's point.
That's what it sounds like.
But here's the point. No. You still going to have to be just as relevant in the profession that you are. You may not be Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's going to be she's going to be up here. You're going to be down here. But in your profession, you the top. You a known name. Travis Kelce's name can go in any household. See what I'm saying? That's going to be the difference, right? The woman here's the deal. And y'all got to know this. A man will choose a woman who's not a finished product. A man would choose a woman that's not a finished product. But when a woman has to choose, magically she gonna have a lot higher standards when she picks that.
They choose a lot of unfinished men all the time.
No. Now, Rhonda, see, here's the difference, though. We talking about in the prism of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
No, that's different. But I'm talking about normal people. I'm talking about y'all regular.
This is what I'm telling y'all. This is what I'm telling y'all. Wedding and marriage rates are going to continue to go down. Wedding and marriage rates are going to continue to go down.
And birth rates.
And birth rates are going to continue to go down because here's the big deal. Mabricio said it, right? Right? If I am talking about business and I want success, all of a sudden those are conversations that people don't know how to have. People got married and avoided those conversations. Now Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are putting them at the forefront. Look at literally what we're talking about. A few weeks ago, we were talking about their wedding party list. And how did anybody get left off the list and y'all get married at Madison Square Garden if that's the case? Do you know how much they hated you if you can't make it?
When you have no room. When you have no space.
Bruh. So I'm going to tell you why I was so intrigued with this podcast, guys. Because I see women make changes quicker than men. And I'm telling you right now, guys are going to let them make the change. This is going to let guys know, sit back, become the best at your profession. Let her come get you. Just sit back, become the best at your profession. Do y'all know what a man is going to do? Here's what y'all going to see. Y'all going to see men productivity at the workplace go up. Because they just waiting on a woman to come get them now. But they know they got to bring something to the table so that, hey, all right, I'm taking care of him, but this is what he does. He ain't sitting at the house on the couch all day playing Call of Duty. He's still somebody you know. So you're going to start seeing more men develop professionally. I'm just telling y'all right now. Mabricio, when you hear me say that, what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, I see women post all the time. My man. They want a man to brag about. Am I wrong, yes. Rhonda? They want a man to brag about. Mm-hmm. But they need to have a little substance. It can't just be, oh, he's at home, he's an entrepreneur. Everyone knows that means homeless or broke. Sorry, that's the wrong word. Broke. But according to many women I've talked to, that's what they see in their mind. But anyway, they need something to brag about. And if you don't really have anything going for you, I mean, what can they really brag about? I mean, they can brag about how good you are, in bed, but no one wants to hear that either. So
nobody can see that. We can see what Travis Kelce is good at. It's gonna have to be, fellas, something. This is why when we started out with point one, I'm glad Mabricio said it. What was point one? Content creation. This marriages now will be front and center on content creation. Your page will be monetized. Your social media page as a married couple will be monetized. If we can't get the monetization status, why are we getting married? And that's going to be the craziest thing. Finish your thought, Mabricio.
No, that's absolutely correct. So everything is about perception. And if the man's not doing anything, how can you provide a positive perception? You got to have, I'm telling you, got to be at a Taylor Swift status to really transform a man.
Yes.
Because every time, if you take a random man off the street, put him next to Taylor Swift, what do they ask? What does that man do? Mm-hmm. How did he bag Taylor Swift? So it's little things like that people are paying attention to.
What about you, Rhonda? What you thinking?
Man, I don't think so. I mean, I get what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying, but it still matters what that guy does. Unless this is just a woman who just want to have arm candy or whatever the case may be. I think women still expect their man to, whatever their status is in the community or at their job, to have something going on with themselves, and not just waiting for them to come and get them. For how y'all put it, but if that's the trend, I feel like when you both have money like that, you could do that. I think when you both have money like that, you could do that.
Well, I think this is what happens.
But inflation says no.
Well, let me think, Rhonda. It's funny you say that though. It's funny you bring in inflation. Y'all know the only thing that's overcoming inflation? Content creation.
Yeah.
Y'all don't see one content creator complaining about the cost of something. Why? They either making enough money, making so much money on social media, or the people are giving them brand deals and they get it free. Y'all see the power in this? They either making so much they don't care that the damn steak at Publix is $30 and gas is $5, right? Because they either making so much money or they got a brand deal that they don't pay. So I think both of you guys are right. Here's the biggest part about it, guys. If Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce get divorced a year from now, what are people going to say? What are people going to say? I'm waiting. Either one of y'all.
You actually want to answer?
I want to answer. If they got divorced a year from now, what are people going to say?
Or I told you, or whatever, or he did. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about Mabricio?
They're gonna investigate. They're gonna investigate him.
Okay.
Investigate him. Why did it end?
What I'm gonna say to y'all is, let me give y'all another way to look at it. If they get divorced, nobody's gonna care. Because divorce people only care about when it was emotion driving the union, not logic driving the union. Right? Nobody thinks these guys are so in love with each other. You don't hear anybody saying that. Y'all see the difference when you look at divorce from a logical perspective? Everybody gonna be like, look at what Mabricio said. What did he do wrong? Right? Ain't nobody gonna say, well, he never loved her anyway. She never loved him anyway. Divorce is only salacious when emotion is involved. Divorce ain't salacious when it's celebrity. We didn't think it was real in the first. Remember, poor people and broke people like us, we get taught, is it real? Right? Yeah, being real don't matter no more, guys. Being real don't matter. Why? Where a man's treasure is, that's where his heart gonna be also. And what we about to watch right now is if these guys get divorced in a year, y'all know what people gonna be saying? I ain't surprised, move on. That's what marriage is about to become. That's why I'm telling y'all, this thing is gonna set the stage. It's already got a prenup. If they get divorced, it ain't gonna be a long drawn out process. This is a brand building content creation deal. Which means if that's the case, divorce don't matter. And that's the hardest part, because we used to get taught that this should be about sacrifice. This should be about love. This should be about in sickness and in health, till death do you part, in good times and bad, for better or for worse. What happened, Rhonda? Why didn't we say that?
I think her image does matter to her younger fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have this picture of her though, like in their minds.
Oh, I get that part.
This is her happily ever after type deal. So I don't know. I don't.
If they divorce, it's Travis Kelce's fault, right? If they divorce, I don't care what happens. It's Travis Kelce's fault. Because when you're the lesser in the relationship,
most of the time it's the man's fault.
Look, when you bag Mabricio said it, you bag a billionaire. The same way I'm gonna celebrate you for bagging a billionaire, I'm gonna blame you for losing her. It don't matter if it's her fault. It doesn't matter if it's her fault. If this relationship fails, it is Travis Kelce's fault. And that's why marriage is about to be on the decline. Wedding is about to be on the decline. Because while men don't mind a woman taken care of, right? As the woman takes the role of provider and being dominant, being the alpha, every time that something goes, girl, you should have married a real man anyway. He should have been thankful that you took care of him. All this kind of stuff, right? All this kind of stuff. The conversation is going to change. But what is happening right now, guys? you ain't going to hear a lot in the merger and acquisition marriages. Because what's about to take hold is not this traditional religious fairy tale union. We are about to witness the first merger and acquisition union. And a lot of people are going to be like, I want that. Give me that. They don't want this traditional stuff we grew up with. Mabricio, what do you think when you hear me say that?
It's true. There's no disputes. I can't come. I'm trying to be logical and find any disagreement with the argument that you're making here, but there is none.
Yeah,
We're
Rhonda.
not anymore. We're in 2026.
That's the point. Rhonda, what do you think about when I say that?
Man, I don't have no thoughts. I don't. I'm over y'all. I don't have no thoughts with this thinking. But I get it. I get it. Yes, that's how it is.
This merger and acquisition stuff is real, guys. And most people have gone through a merger and acquisition at their job. Most people have gone through it. But guess what? Why are we merging and acquiring? So that we can grow. So that we can grow, so we can expand our footprint. Taylor Swift is about to begin the footprint of what all marriages will be based around. Women are not settling for being the traditional wife anymore. They're not settling for being the silent one, the quiet one. Taylor Swift right now is changing the game. And a lot of people don't want to admit it, but ain't no men fighting it. How many men out there saying, nah, man, Travis Kelce really needs to step it up? No, you know what men are saying? boy, I wish, boy, I ain't mad at you, dog. Come on in here, right? Can you imagine the bachelor party right now for this? How do you throw a bachelor party for a dude that's about to be with a billionaire?
You probably don't need one.
All right, he need one.
He need one.
Because Travis Kelce still come from a regular class family. This is all new for them. So just think about it. Now, I can only imagine what that bachelor party is going to be like. Now, guys, maybe Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding may or may not change marriage. Maybe it's simply revealing where marriage has already been heading. Less tradition, more branding, more content creation, less fantasy, more business, different expectations, different roles, different priorities. The real question isn't whether that's good or bad. The real question is, are we preparing young people for the marriage that exists today? And old people for the divorce that's going to happen today and the new marriage they're going to have to get into if they decide to remarry. We didn't even talk about that. We talk about preparing young people, but what about the old people who getting divorced, not realizing that the marriage they think exists is completely different? That's why second-time marriages have a higher divorce rate, because marriage has been changing for a long time. And that's why that second marriage is failing quicker than the first one. Now, Mabricio, give me your closing thought for tonight as we get ready to get out of here.
Pay attention to the world. What's Jeff's favorite line from the book Who Moved My Cheese? The world's always changing. Got to get with the times.
Mm-hmm.
So old school love is dead. You got to embrace the new. And I'm sorry, we're trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it alive, but it's
it ain't
right
happening.
there. It's right there. It's very hard.
Ain't happening.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Life's uncertain, so we'll figure it out.
All right, Rhonda, what's your closing thought for tonight?
My closing thoughts is Taylor has a lot of influence on multiple industries. I think I think they'll have their fairy tale, and I think a lot of people are going to buy into it and hope that they could have that same thing one day. But unless you have Taylor and Travis's money, don't lie to yourself. You may could get a little something, but don't get your hopes up. And you know how I always end things. Don't get married.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna say this to y'all as my closing statement. Rhonda said back in 2025, everybody breaking up in 2026. Everybody breaking up in 2026. And Rhonda was absolutely right, because Mabricio just said it. Tradition is dead. Traditional relationships that everybody was basing it on, they're breaking up. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are now introducing the new process to not break up. And that's what we're seeing. The reason why people are breaking up is Mabricio said it, tradition is dead. And Rhonda said it, don't get married if you want to do tradition. It cannot survive in this environment. The cheese has moved. And guys, it ain't coming back around. And you got people trying to force you. You got people trying to force you to stay in this tradition. But guys, tradition ain't working. And the young people ain't buying into it. And the old people are tired of trying to make you think it's working. That's why when Rhonda said everybody break it up in 2026, she was right. Because one of the things, the only reason I was going to put this on Jeff Sunday service is this one scripture. They came up to Jesus and said, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. And what I'm trying to tell y'all right now, unbelieving tradition is going to be the hardest thing you ever do, because you can't deny that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift will be the new standard for relationships, will be the new standard for marriage. Why? Because at the basis of it is business and content creation. This economy is based on two things: business and content creation. And we are watching the blueprint couple set the launching pad on Independence Day 2026. America turns 250 years old, and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are now the new standard for marriage, and not faith and tradition and religion. Man, I want to appreciate you guys for tuning in. Another episode of the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. Of course, I got to thank my esteemed panel. Mabricio, let them know where they can follow you on the socials.
Can follow me at Mabricio. Like we said before, drop a comment. Any takes that you agreed with, disagreed with. Me, Rhonda, Jeff, we're all looking at them. I want to see what you guys have to say for yourselves out there.
Appreciate you rocking with us again for another week, brother. Rhonda, give me your closing thought this week. Tell them where you can find on the socials. Sorry about that. Tell them where they can find you on the socials.
Yes.
You can find me at Mabricio.
Oh, okay. Rhonda, tell them where they can find you on the socials.
You can find me at @RonDZ_ on TikTok. Y'all follow me so I can have something going on that page.
Yeah, go follow over there on TikTok, guys. And of course, y'all know where to follow me. Get down in the description. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. Get down in the comment section. Is Rhonda, Jeff, and Mabricio crazy? Or are we on to something, guys? Let us know in the comments. And until next time, guys, we gon' holler.
Pop it, smoke it, drink it down. With your boys, it got Jeff around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Press play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.